Every word you speak shapes the world you live in. This is the forgotten secret Rumi tried to remind us, that language is not just sound, but power. Every time you complain, you poison your own energy. Every time you gossip, you damage your own soul. Every time you speak negatively, you literally program your body for disease and failure. Rumi discovered that words aren't just sounds. They're living forces that create or destroy everything they touch, including you. Rumi lived in a time when people understood the power of language in ways we've forgotten. Words weren't just tools for communication, they were recognized as forces that could heal or harm, bless or curse, create reality or destroy it. But in our modern world, we throw words around carelessly as if they have no impact beyond the moment they're spoken. Though we complain constantly, gossip without thinking, and speak negatively about ourselves, others, and our circumstances, we act as if these words just disappear into thin air. But Rumi knew something we've forgotten. Every word you speak is a seed you're planting in the garden of your life. And whatever you plant, you will eventually harvest. Think about your typical day. How many times do you complain? How many times do you speak negatively about your job, your relationships, your health, your circumstances? How many times do you gossip about others or speak harshly about yourself? If you actually counted, you might be shocked by the number. Now consider this. According to Rumi, every single one of those negative words is programming your subconscious mind, weakening your energy field, and creating the very experiences you're complaining about. You're not just describing your reality with your words, you're actively creating it. This isn't mystical thinking. Modern science is beginning to understand what Rumi knew centuries ago. The words you speak don't just affect others. They affect your own nervous system, your hormone production, your immune function, and your overall health. When you speak negatively, your body produces stress chemicals. When you speak positively, your body produces healing chemicals. But it goes deeper than just the physical effects. Rumi understood that words carry vibrational energy. Every word has a frequency, and that frequency affects everything around it, including you. Negative words carry heavy, dense frequencies that drain your energy and attract more negative experiences. Positive words carry light, high frequencies that energize you and attract positive experiences. Think of it this way. If you spent all day listening to music in a minor key, music that was sad, angry, or depressing, how would you feel by the end of the day? Probably drained, sad, or agitated. But if you spent all day listening to uplifting, beautiful, inspiring music, you'd feel energized and positive. Your words work the same way. They're the soundtrack of your life. And just like music, they have the power to elevate you or depress you, energize you or drain you, heal you or harm you. The difference is that with music, you usually choose consciously what you want to listen to. With your own words, most people speak unconsciously, not realizing they're creating their own internal soundtrack. Rumi noticed that people who complained constantly were always tired, always sick, always struggling. People who gossiped regularly found themselves surrounded by drama and conflict. People who spoke harshly about themselves lived lives that reflected that harshness back to them. This wasn't coincidence. This was cause and effect. But the cause and effect were happening at a level most people couldn't see. The words were creating the reality, not just describing it. Here's how this works. Every time you complain about something, you're focusing your mental energy on what you don't want, and whatever you focus on grows. If you complain about your job, you're directing your creative energy toward creating more experiences at your job that you'll want to complain about. If you gossip about others, you're training your mind to look for the worst in people. And when your mind is trained to see the worst, that's what it will find, both in others and in yourself. You become what you speak about most. If you speak negatively about your health, saying things like, I always get sick, or I'm so tired, or I can't handle stress, you're programming your subconscious mind to create those exact experiences. Your subconscious doesn't distinguish between what you want and what you don't want. It just hears your words and works to make them true. This is why Rumi called negative speech a form of self curse. You're literally cursing yourself with your own words. And the curse works because your subconscious mind is always listening and always working to prove your words true. But here's the revolutionary part of Rumi's discovery. This same power can be used to heal, energize, and create positive change in your life. If negative words can harm you, then positive words can heal you. If complaining creates more problems, then appreciation creates more blessings. If gossiping attracts drama, then speaking kindly attracts kindness. Rumi practiced what he called conscious speech. Every word was chosen deliberately. Every sentence was spoken with awareness of its creative power. He understood that speech was one of the most powerful tools human beings possess, and he used it accordingly. This doesn't mean being fake or pretending everything is perfect when it's not. It means being strategic about how you use your words. Instead of complaining about what's wrong, speak about what you want to create. Instead of gossiping about others' flaws, speak about qualities you appreciate. Instead of criticizing yourself harshly, speak to yourself the way you would speak to someone you love. Let me give you some practical examples. Instead of saying, I'm so tired, try saying, I'm looking forward to feeling more energized. Instead of saying, this job is terrible, try saying, I'm grateful for this income while I create something better. Instead of saying, I always mess up, try saying, I'm learning and improving every day. The difference might seem small, but the impact is enormous. The first set of statements programs your subconscious for tiredness, dissatisfaction, and failure. The second set programs your subconscious for energy, opportunity, and growth. Rumi also discovered that the most powerful words are the ones you speak about yourself to yourself. The internal dialogue that runs through your mind all day is even more influential than the words you speak out loud. This internal voice is literally programming your reality moment by moment. Most people speak to themselves more harshly than they would ever speak to their worst enemy. They call themselves stupid, ugly, worthless, hopeless. They constantly criticize their appearance, their performance, their choices, and then they wonder why their self esteem is low and their life feels difficult. Rumi would say this internal negative dialogue is the most deadly form of speech because it's constant and it goes directly into your subconscious without any filter. It's like taking poison in small doses all day long. Eventually, it will destroy you from the inside out. But the same internal voice that can destroy you can also heal and transform you. When you change how you speak to yourself, you change how you feel, how you think, and ultimately how you experience life. This requires conscious effort at first. Most people's negative speech patterns have been running automatically for years or decades. Breaking these patterns is like changing any other habit. It takes awareness, intention, and practice. Start by becoming aware of how you speak. Notice when you complain. Notice when you gossip. Notice when you speak negatively about yourself. Don't try to change everything at once. Just notice. Awareness is the first step toward transformation. Then begin to make small changes. When you catch yourself complaining, pause and ask yourself, what would I rather create with these words? When you catch yourself gossiping, redirect the conversation towards something positive. When you catch yourself being self critical, speak to yourself with the same kindness you'd show a good friend. Rumi also taught the practice of blessing with words. Instead of just avoiding negative speech, actively use your words to bless your life and the lives of others. Speak appreciation for what's working. Speak encouragement to those around you. Speak hope for the future you want to create. This isn't about positive thinking or pretending problems don't exist. It's about recognizing that your words are creative forces and using them consciously to build the life you actually want, rather than unconsciously creating the life you're complaining about. The effects of conscious speech go beyond just changing your own life. When you speak positively, You affect everyone around you. Your words can heal others just as easily as they can harm them. You become a source of life and energy for others rather than a drain. Rumi noticed that people loved being around those who spoke consciously. These people felt safe, inspiring, energizing. Their presence was a gift because their words were gifts. They lifted others up rather than tearing them down. This creates a positive cycle. When you speak well of others, they feel good around you and want to speak well of you. When you encourage others, they become encouraging toward you. When you appreciate what's good in your life, more good things appear to be appreciated. Rumi called this the mirror of speech. Whatever you speak, life speaks back to you. If you want your life to speak to you with kindness, speak with kindness. If you want your life to speak to you with appreciation, speak with appreciation. If you want your life to speak to you with possibility, speak with possibility. But remember, this isn't about manipulation or trying to get something from the universe. It's about recognizing that you're already creating with your words, whether you realize it or not. You might as well create consciously rather than unconsciously. The deadly secret Rumi discovered is that most people are unknowingly using the most powerful creative force they possess to destroy their own happiness, health, and success. They're speaking themselves into limitation, sickness, and suffering without even realizing. Here's your text copied exactly